How does a man honor the parents by leaving them and cleaving to the wife? Praise the Lord. Welcome to the channel Christian Marriage Life. Leave and cleave is a crucial subject for all of us. In almost all the cultures, we see a woman after she is married would leave her parents to go stay where the husband lives. And there arises a physical distance between herself and her maternal family. Nobody has any doubts or questions regarding this, as it is evident. Neither God has anything to say on this. However, God has a special commandment concerning all married men, and asked Moses to write a commandment in this regard. We see that in Genesis chapter 2 verses 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. God asked Moses to mention this right after the story of Adam and Eve's union. Obviously, they didn't have parents then. Yet, why did God want it to be included right then? And why there is a commandment only to husbands, not to wives? Isn't our God omniscient? He knows everything, right? And I'm sure God must have seen the future of marriage. So, the commandment was not to Adam, but for all the men after Adam. And it clearly contradicts with the commandment, honor your father and mother. What is the reason God gave a commandment, leave the father and mother and cleave to wife? And again in 10 commandments, he asked to honor the father and mother, which was also written by Moses. What does leaving the parents mean? If we look at the meaning of the word leave, it literally means desert, let go, abandon, or forsake. How can a man forsake the father and mother after marriage and as well honor the father and mother? Before we go further to understand the wisdom behind this, let me tell you a story of a tribal family and the tradition about marriage. It so so happens that in one of the families of this tribe, a woman gives birth to a male child. And as usual, like any mother, the child gets mother's care and attention as a baby until he attains an age of learning. Then the child left the mother's attention and started to learn the skills to make weapons and to hunt under the guidance of skilled trainer. When the boy is finished with the training, he went along with the tribe hunters into the forest to practically learn the tips and skills to hunt. And at the age when he was eligible for marriage, he had to go through a test. He must now alone go hunt and get the meat in order to prove that he is capable enough to provide for himself and his future wife. And so he gets married after he is done with the test. As we can see from the story, the boy went through 4 stages of leaving. And at every stage, he learned some independence. In the first stage, the boy learned emotional independence by leaving the emotional attachment of a mother's care and attention. And in the second stage, the child learned survival skills and many other things in order to become mentally independent. In the third stage, he went out with the experienced group to practically learn to hunt along with the father to understand financial independence. And finally, in the fourth stage, he left the authority of the father to went alone for hunting to prove himself so that he can marry. Thus, he learns a relationship independence. And he became completely independent of the parental authority after the fourth stage to be able to leave the parents and cleave to the wife after marriage. We think leaving is something that happens right after marriage. And by doing so, you dishonor the parents by abandoning them completely. Most of the countries attained independence from the British. Does it mean that they completely lost having contact with the United Kingdom? Leaving is a process that begins at the childhood and will complete before a man gets married. Let's look at this verse. It's given as an advice to the parents. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So, it is the duty of the parents to train the child in the process of leaving. A child alone cannot do it. Parents must understand the God's will for the gift they received from God and not cling on to the child in such a way that the child wouldn't be willing to leave. transfer of authority should happen from parents to God by leaving the child to be independent of their authority so that he learns under God's authority. Then only the man will be ready for leaving. So leaving means to become independent emotionally, mentally, financially and relationally from the parents and let go or forsake or abandon their authority to be responsible for himself and for his new family under the authority of God. Now we understand how leaving is done. Let's define what does honor the father and mother means. Honor the father and mother means not to obey the parents and entrust the authority to control the new family, but to provide and care for the father and mother in their old age. Jesus, when he grew young, he became independent of the mother and the father and left them for his bride, the church. It doesn't mean that he lost love and concern for Mary, the mother. He still honored the mother by visiting the family for occasions and entrusted the responsibility of the mother to John, the disciple, before his death on the cross. In the same way, let us be able to understand how to leave and cleave and as well honor the parents. Don't you think the cleaving will be easy now? We will talk more about on the subject of how to cleave in the next video. Until